Good morning, everyone. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. Hey, Connie. Hey, everybody. Hey, Brenda. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Well, glad that you're with us. Brenda Mayfield. Before you get started, we started a group of Serious Shibby's monthly meetings. This month we're doing a make and take. We eat our dinner meal together and make and take a whole recipe of the same for our families. This month we're having Brenda's creamy chicken veggie soup. It's delicious if you haven't tried it. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. That's been the thing that we've prayed for a long time, is to see our Shibboleth members take initiative and feel the call and to pull meetings together and support one another. Great job, Brenda. Great job. Trish, day one Shibbier after completing a 56-hour fast. Wow, you did that with the help of the Lord for sure. Good job. All right. Hello, everybody. Yes, we are having classes today, and most likely we'll have it tomorrow. And then Sasha and I will be out of town until next week. So you'll have about 6 days of no class. So I'm praying that everybody will lean on the Holy Spirit and maintain their discipline. As we're here at the end of the year, support is critical, and we won't be here, but our team will. Our team will be able to support you all. We just won't be having as many meetings because Sasha and I will be out of town for almost a week. And then we'll sprint toward the end of the year and try to begin releasing all of the things that we've been working on for 2023, because once we get back from this trip, you all know you're talking Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we've got to be well prepared for January the 1st. So we're looking forward to that, excited about that. We're excited to have you here today because we're not promised tomorrow. So I'll get started. My name's Travis Martin, and I've lost over 100 pounds on the program, come off all prescription medication. God has changed my life with this amazing lifestyle that we're all living together. And it's been the honor of my life for the last 20 years to help people do what the Lord helped me do. Number one, that's turn back to Him. I've had to do that many times, not just one time, but many times, because my flesh can be unruly. But thanks be to God, since August 21st, 2021, I feel that I've gotten up and I've died daily to the love and the practice of the chimichanga. And I've been on the straight and narrow path as best as I can in the human flesh since August 21st, 2021. But I've been teaching nutrition, sports nutrition, and our brand of lifestyle management for 20 years. And it's just been an honor. We've got 3 types of members here. We've got our free community members, our lifetime members, and our partners. And thank you to our lifetime members and partners who are always gracious to us and support our mission and are part of our mission of saving lives in Jesus' name. So thank you for all that you do. We could not do it without our report today. No new partners over the last 3 days, but we have had some great weight loss success. Over the last 7 days, our members that reported have lost 444 more pounds of excess fat and are averaging 2.31 pounds per week. That's over 100 pounds per year average. We've got 4 people who earned their 10-pound bag: Deb Adkins, Mindy Allen, Crystal Vaughn, Melissa Guerin. Congratulations. 25-pound badge, Christina Sabo. 50-pound badge, Terry Hubbard and Catherine Shaw. 10% shirts, Shelby Frank and Charlotte Little. There were 8 fast track badges earned. Great job. And a lot of people had 21 perfect days in a row. Jacqueline Jones, Linda Dietz, Susan Shaw, Kim Wagers, Teresa Chester, Evelyn Gray, John Stoller, Sandy Varnell, Tina Smith, Heather Jones, and Amy Wantz or Wantz. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I think it's Want. Congratulations. 21 perfect days in a row is no small feat. Hot badge. We had Tina Magnum. She got her hot badge. And then we've got Tina Magnum and Stephanie Spallone earned their zero drag badge. And then we had 7 exercise badges earned. So fantastic job, everyone. Great job. All right, we're going to get started with our Q&A session. I'll be with you for about 30 minutes today. This is a great session to help you overcome your challenges, to personalize the program for you, whether it's about food combinations or exercise or whatever it might be about. This is a great opportunity to get those questions answered and keep moving forward in your journey. If you prefer one-on-ones instead of these group support sessions, we do offer that through our mentoring program, where you can get a one-on-one session. We don't charge for those, not charge for those as long as the Lord will provide a way. So with that said, we'll get started. Any questions for me today? Joni, question from a member. I'm in weight loss mode and I'm almost at my goal. I don't have a lot of energy at times and need to know what I can do to help with my energy. Are there foods I can eat to increase my level of energy? Well, there's a lot to consider there, and without looking at a journal, I'm not real sure what's going on. I'd have to look and see, there's such a wide variety of Shibboleth approved food. I'm not sure which ones you're selecting. There's the good, better, and then the best. It sounds like you're getting really close to goal and still operating in a calorie deficit. So you might want to look at your total food intake and start, you'll lose weight slower, but start working up your calories a little higher to make sure that you get in enough calories. Definitely coming from good quality food sources, but your ideal weight times 8, you might want to go up to that level instead of staying way below it. Food is energy. We get the most energy from fats. Fats are very satiating, so good quality fats, potentially even continuing with your red and yellow column foods, but adding an extra tablespoon of MCT oil. MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride that gives you the energy of a carbohydrate without any propensity to be stored as fat, and as well, it does not it does not increase your insulin level. So considering adding some extra MCT oil to your whole food meals. Are you eating whole food? Because if you're eating whole food, I would be concerned as to why your energy levels are lagging. If you're eating a lot of approved processed foods, we may want to switch over to more whole food. Red column, yellow column, you'll get a lot more bang for your buck with that. I would have questions too if I was counseling you one-on-one. Were your energy levels great before you started the program? During the journey, were your energy levels, at what point did they begin to lag? Are you journaling? I would love to see your journal to see what food sources you are selecting. If all else fails, eating some carbohydrate and fruit might increase your energy levels, but if you're still trying to lose weight, it would be best that you done that before 4 p.m. and you absolutely have to do it in the right food combination. So hope that helps. If my energy levels are lagging, I'm usually drinking a Spark. I don't like to increase my calories, so I drink a Spark to get that type of energy, which is a stimulant type of energy. I'm not saying that's the best course, but that's what I do to increase my energy levels. So some Advocare Spark without increasing food intake. If I'm really still struggling, then I'm moving to category 4 foods in the evening. I've always found that having a nice steak in the evening by itself or with some green beans or something like that, a steak really increases my energy levels. Another thing that you can do is Advocare Catalyst. Catalyst is branched chain amino acids. It's like steak in a bottle without any calories. So there's just some tips. Again, I'm just throwing darts in the dark without looking at the journal. Would really need to look at that journal. Any other questions or comments? Great question. Little devotional that Sasha gave me. It says today, begin with the little things. We all want to lose weight. If we've got 100 pounds to lose, we want to lose it in a week or we quit. Some expect it even faster, right? If we can't lose 3 or 4 pounds a day, we quit. But that's not going to happen. We have to begin with the little things. The Bible says it's also the little foxes that spoil the vine. So in a positive light, we start with the little things. Drinking our water, journaling is a little thing that everyone should be doing. Eating in the right food combinations, portions, your timing rule, your daily disciplines. These are little things that will move you forward each and every day. And then it's those little things that also hold us back, like grazing on a few calories here and there throughout the day. That adds up. the little foxes spoil the vines, having too much condiment on our meals. So if we can just pivot a little bit and get back to the standard that is Shibboleth, we'll lose weight consistently each and every week. Just remember, it's those little things that you may have softened your stance on, like not getting enough water, not getting enough protein, grazing a little bit throughout the day, still calling the day perfect when it's really not perfect anymore. Getting back to a true perfect day. That's how we prevent those little foxes from spoiling the vine. One more thought today that Sasha gave me: you can do one of two things with fear. I hear a lot of people that really are living in a state of fear. Faith over fear. We all say that. We all have that mantra, but fear, false evidence appearing real. We fear that we can't do this. We fear it's going to cost too much. We fear we won't lose weight like others. We fear instead of having faith. You can do one of two things with fear. That's what this devotional said. You can do one of two things with your fear. You can recognize that you have it and you can work to release it. Here's how you release fear. Faith in act. Each and every day, making the most of the day, doing your best, trying to have a perfect day, laying your head down at night knowing you give it your best. You're going to feel so much better if you do that. You can recognize that you have fear, but you can work to release it. Faith in action, adhering to your daily disciplines. Or I don't recommend, it says you can keep it and try to hide from it. How many of us are trying to hide from the knowing that we've got to lose weight? We've got to do it. If we want to have any quality of life in the future, we've got to rid ourselves of the number one cause of premature death in our country, the number one cause of depression, the number one cause of every bad thing under the sun is this excess fat issue that's plaguing our people. So you have to decide, are you going to take action and go on and do what you may not want to, but are you going to do it anyway so that you can reap the fruits of self-discipline later? Or are you going to keep trying to hide from this problem? Are we going to keep our head in the sand and say, there's always tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow? That's not going to work. King Agrippa in the Bible told the Apostle Paul, he said, you almost persuade me to be a Christian, but I don't have time to hear more of this matter today. I'll hear about it some other time. You have to decide if you're going to respond today. And I hope you will respond this Monday, the 10th. I hope you'll respond this week. You still have time before the end of the year to lose 25 and up to 50 pounds with determined action. Hey, Jitterbug, when in maintenance, is it better to take your ideal weight times 10 and divide that between 3 to 4 eating episodes? I hit my lowest weight Friday, so took my usual 2 holidays. I'm usually staying 5 to 8 pounds below my goal. This past Friday was 13 below. I had chicken salad with fruit every day for lunch and sometimes for supper. Please don't give up on me. I never give up on you. Yes, that's exactly what I would do, Jitterbug. I would maintain the right food combinations, but I would start reaching the upper limit of your calorie threshold per day. Your ideal weight times 10 is absolutely a phenomenal number for you to shoot for now. And I would just do that with approved foods. If you eat fruit or carbohydrate, then make sure you combine. You don't want to lose ground. You've turned your body. You got a good problem. You've turned your body into a fat-adapted burning machine instead of a glycogen-dependent burning machine. You're burning that fat, and it's showing. Yeah, that means you've been consistent. So now what I would do is take ideal weight. So what is your ideal weight? So what I would do is take that 1,250 calories, and I would divide that by 3 eating episodes. And you're basically looking at, I did that wrong, 5-1, looking at about 400 calories per eating episode. If you do 3 eating episodes, I would try to do a 12-hour fast, and that gives you more time in your eating window. And I would consume about 400 calories per meal, and I'd make them very protein-centric. But I would also try to include, with lean proteins, I would try to include about 30 grams of carbohydrate per meal. This is going to stop the weight loss. If you're eating 100 grams of carbohydrate a day, 30, 60, 90 grams, then you should be fine. That weight loss will slow. How do you figure, Lisa asked, how do you figure calories from fat? Most time the label will tell you the calories from fat, but if it doesn't, and sometimes it doesn't, you look for your fat grams on the label and you multiply that times 9. So if it says in a serving there are 8 grams of fat, that means there are 72 calories from fat. Yeah, Jitterbug, it wouldn't hurt you if you did 2 meals. If you wanted to go 600 calories per meal, you'd be fine now to do that. I wouldn't suggest that to everybody here. But if you want to have 2 eating episodes so you can have a 16-hour fast, then you could go 600 calories. It's going to be a balancing act. It is for me. We'll never get to that ideal happy weight and just stay on it. It's always going to be a little ebb and flow, but we have to have our line in the sand. For example, my goal is 200. If I try to stay in the 190s, and every once in a while I slip over 200 after I've not been as committed, and then when I get to 210, I go full on like I'm trying to lose 100 pounds again. It's just I have that personal creed, that personal ethos between me and the Lord. These are my numbers, and with the Lord's help, here's where I'm staying. I give myself grace, but if I hit 210, I'm dropping it like it's hot. Now that is only as good as your commitment to your own word to yourself, and that's a whole nother class. It's one thing to say this is what I'm going to do. It's another thing to do it. But that's my personal ethos, and that's how I live my life. If I get to 210, I'm back going as hard as I can until I get about 10 pounds under my goal. It's always going to be ebb and flow. Anyone else? Hope everybody's had their happy juice that can have happy juice this morning. That's definitely has helped me this morning. Have a private question. Hey, Trish, happy juice is something that not everybody can take. It's powerful plant alkaloid, and we do a lengthy session on that. I'll ask Tammy or Joni to get that to you here in the thread. They'll post a link, and the password to see the video that goes over happy juice is Joy, Joy, lowercase Joy, and they'll provide you the links if you'll give them a moment. Sorry, the class is so long, but safety first around here, and it's not for everybody. So you need to really, really pay attention to the video. Great results. Our people's having great results from it. We've only had a couple of people who got it and wish they hadn't have because they didn't like the psychoactive component that take you. Some people will experience who's never had it will experience just a little bit of temporary nausea, but your body adjusts to that, given consistency with the product. And it for me, helps with pain management, appetite control. It's great on my fasting days, and it gives me a very happy, uplifted feeling. It also helps with sleep. Private question, does having a freebie in between meals make it no longer a perfect day? Oh no, freebies are absolutely allowed. So if you're eating a Shibboleth approved freebie because you're having a moment of mental weakness, it's not optimal, but freebies are there for that reason. So we want you to avoid grazing. I am convinced that grazing is like the number one bad habit amongst food addicted folk. Grazing is not good. We need to stop grazing. But what we did, knowing that people come from a grazing background, is come up with some training wheels, some freebies. I still use my freebies. There's times I just don't have my wits about me, but I don't want to have a holiday. So I'll have, I'll pull out of the fridge my sliced cucumbers with a little apple cider vinegar and salt and pepper on them. I love that. Dill pickles, sugar-free Jell-O. These things aren't going to hurt your weight loss effort. The only reason we tell you to try not to do that is we're trying to stop the habit of grazing. But certainly it's still a perfect day if you're having Shibboleth approved freebies. Eleanor, hello, Eleanor. Eleanor says, I'm just beginning this journey. I'm still going over all the material. I want to begin ASAP, but do not know how to combine my foods yet. Is there a chart I can look at to combine correctly? Yes. Number one, I would welcome Eleanor. Number one, I would recommend that you get a mentor appointment We want you to get started right. By the way, before I answer Eleanor's question, this is the detox data. Amazing success, a 10-day detox. Steph lost 8 pounds in 10 days. Kathy Mack, 5.6. Karen Klein, 5.5. Angela, 5.5. Kalowich, 5.4. Kim Danke, 5 pounds. Brown Eyed Girl, 5 pounds. Christina, 4.6. Beth, 3. Deposey, 2. Great job, everybody. Tremendous job on the 10-day detox. Got you some momentum, and you're ready to start today on fire. Way to go. So proud of that group. Now, here's where you find, Eleanor, the combination chart. I hit resources, Eleanor, resources. Now I'm going into my video library and fast track. And here in the fast track videos, new member fast track, Eleanor, right here. I click resources, and then I have a Shibboleth advanced combination chart. Your red column and yellow column are for the fastest and safest fat loss. Your blue column it's going to slow your results, but you'll still get results, and you get to enjoy more food variety. You'll get to enjoy carbohydrate. Category 3 is foods like corn and potatoes and long grain brown rice, many other great tasting carbohydrate, oatmeal, grits. So you'll get to have those in the right combination to control insulin. That's where that mentor can help you out, is putting together a few of these food combinations. Once you can put together a few of them, you'll be able to put together many of them. So we just have to learn a few, how to do it right a few times. Then that opens up a whole world of variety. Fruit, category 5 is your fruit, apples, oranges, bananas, all that, teaching us how to have a lean protein, a fibrous carb with our fruit to slow that insulin response. When we slow the insulin response, we can efficiently burn fat. If we don't slow the insulin response, we cannot efficiently burn fat. Down here, it tells you what each category is and represents in the legend. And, couple that with the fast track videos, and you'll be off to the races. Eleanor, have you watched the fast track videos yet? Awesome. Glad you're watching those, Eleanor. You're going to do great. If you get into those mental areas where you're struggling mentally, get that mentor appointment. Get that mentor appointment. I promise you this program is going to work for you. You have my word on that. If you'll immerse yourself in it, once you learn it, it's a little more to learn here, because we're learning an actual lifestyle as opposed to me giving you a diet that you're going to get bored with. You'll never get bored with Shibboleth if you immerse yourself in it and learn it right in the beginning. A thing that begins right will end right. Tammy Garrett, with the Quaker Oats low sugar oatmeal, do you have to eat that with a category 1? You do. Yeah, it doesn't have enough protein to adequately shut down insulin and preserve muscle. So with any kind of oatmeal, except for high protein oatmeal, you must have it with a lean protein. Now, we do have health-wise high protein oatmeal, and you don't have to have anything with it. But if you're buying Quaker oatmeal, you must have a category 1 with it. We would only switch. I love this because it's situational nutrition. We would only switch to eating oatmeal by itself if our goal was to provoke an insulin response for muscle building. But at that time, we would cease to burn fat. And somebody like Jettabug privately might ask, hey, pre-workout, could I have oatmeal by itself? Because she's under goal. She's lost so much weight. And yes, she could do that. Before a workout would be ideal. Right after a workout would be ideal to have fruit or oatmeal by itself for someone who is no longer trying to lose weight. But for the purpose of losing weight, you do not want to do that. Hey, Melissa, I'm new. I'm about to take the fast track quiz. Is there a way to watch your daily 11 a.m. at a later time? There is. We record these each and every day. All you have to do is go to your video library. Go to the video library. Let me go back page and let's see, complete library. And here you will see food combinations through September. This is called our food. You're in food combination, meal idea class, etc. And every day you can see their post. Every recording is posted in the library. You're welcome. Any other questions today? Good to see Sadie Daisy getting back going. It's awesome. Tammy Garrett, I did go to the doctor on Friday and my A1C was down 2 points. That's tremendous. If you look at the data, lowering your A1C like that, 2 points, it actually extends your lifeline. Great job. All other labs were within range except for cholesterol was 4 points off. That's no big deal. Great job. Fantastic job. And don't worry too much about cholesterol. Again, listen to your doctor. I'm just telling you my perspective, which may not be right for you. We could spend a whole class on me explaining myself here, but your cholesterol, you'll continue to get that down if you will focus on exercise, and not just exercise, but staying away from sugar and starch. Well, I thought cholesterol was fat. Well, people don't realize that your body's producing most of the bad cholesterol. It's not coming from the food that you eat. It comes from your body producing more bad cholesterol due to the foods that you're eating. And sugar and starch is what causes your body to produce way too much bad cholesterol. It's an inflammatory response. I don't know why this isn't talked about and preached. It's an bad cholesterol produced by your body. Is your body doing its job to deal with chronic inflammation that comes from consuming processed sugar, starch, and bad fat? So great job. Great numbers. The Lord really blessed you with those numbers. Is there a form to show our doctor for approval of Happy Juice? Once you discover Happy Juice, I don't have a form for it. I don't have a form. I would suggest getting with Joni or Tammy. Once you watch the videos, then they can give you a screenshot of the nutrition label, and then you could ask your doctor about it. I provide more information. I'm not a doctor, but I have an obsession that doctors don't have time to have. And I'm a supplement junkie and a food junkie. And they're not going to go over it with you for 2 hours like I do in the videos, but you still need to run the nutrition label by them. Some doctors who are, in my opinion, may be misinformed, unless you're a heart patient. If you're a heart patient, you should stay away from Happy Juice. But otherwise, I feel like if somebody dissuades you from it, they may be misinformed and you may need to get a second opinion. But always do what your doctor says. But I'm sure that Joni or Tammy could give you the nutrition label for you to run by your physician. It is not right for everybody. It is right for me. I think you said you have 1 bottle of Happy Juice a day. Do you drink the whole bottle in the morning or do you split it up? I'll tell you what Sasha does and I'll tell you what I do. Don't do as I do, do as I say. Number one, I wouldn't have more than a bottle of that a day. Sasha does it like she's supposed to. She shoots a half a bottle, shakes it up well, shoots a half a bottle, and just downs it. And then she puts the other half of the bottle in the fridge. And she has that later in the afternoon for appetite control and feel good. And that's what she does. Sometimes she overindulges in it and will have another bottle depending on how she's feeling. We don't recommend that. That's what we do. We've also had our blood work done before we ever launched it. We overindulged. We had a healthy liver. We overindulged in it on purpose, just like the founder of Happy Juice did. And then we had our blood work done again 3 months later, and it come back even better. So we backed down then. We went off of it to see what kind of withdrawals we have, because it does attach to your opioid receptors. So we wanted to see how bad the withdrawals were. And we just went back to feeling like we did before Happy Juice, which was no fun. But now, Sasha, half a bottle at a time. Myself, I'm larger than Sasha. I still shouldn't do this, but I do. I use the entire bottle in the morning, and I mix it with pineapple coconut sparkling ice. Sometimes I will mix it with Spark. I also take vitamin C with it and L-theanine. L-theanine helps me relax. It also is absorbed better because of the Happy Juice. So you don't have to have those with it, just something I do. So that's my cocktail in the morning. And then again, about the same time Sasha does after this class, when on the days I'm exercising, I will do another bottle. That's actually 4 servings, and no one would recommend that to you, but that's what I do. But again, because of my position, my desire to be the human guinea pig, I have my blood work done every single quarter to make sure that things that I'm trying or experimenting with aren't adversely impacting my organs before I ever tell my clients about it. That's probably more information than you wanted to know. How often am I going to interview members who lost weight? We restarted that. We did 2 last week, had a beautiful interview with Kim Danke, had a great interview with Amanda Hicks, and then we've got 3 more that we're trying to schedule that y'all are going to really enjoy, and we hope to get in a couple of those. Tammy's working with 3 people who have lost considerable weight and that we want to interview and that want to be interviewed. So probably if we can get those scheduled, you're looking at not this week because we're going to be out of town, but next week. Would white potatoes produce bad cholesterol? Sally, if you're eating white potatoes by themselves, they very well could, because insulin is also going to create some inflammation. So your body's way to deal with inflammation is to produce bad cholesterol. So for example, when we cut our finger, if we cut our finger, that's called acute inflammation. An inflammatory response is caused because of that acute injury, and your body produces bad cholesterol to deal with that wound, but it's not chronic inflammation. Your body's just doing what it's supposed to do. But you trick your body. Processed sugar and starch and bad fats are so horrible. It's like poison to the body. Your body thinks that it's wounded. People don't realize it. When we consume processed sugar and starch daily, our body thinks it's wounded. And its response to that is to produce more helpful cholesterol. We call it bad cholesterol because too much of this ends up having detrimental effects on our heart health and our vascular system, et cetera. So a potato is not like having processed sugar, but when we're already having high levels of inflammation in our body, and then we're consuming potatoes by themselves too, this can cause a problem. If you're having potatoes in the right, you're not having servings of it at every meal, but if you're doing this sparingly throughout the week, 3-4 meals a week, and in the right combination and in the right portion, you're not going to have the same levels of inflammatory response. So potatoes have some nutrient value. Sweet potatoes are better than white potatoes. You just have to, fortunately, follow the Shibboleth shield. And those potatoes, we offset some of the adverse impact from them because of our Shibboleth shield. Good question. Does Happy Juice contain alcohol? No, Brenda, it does not contain alcohol. There's no alcohol in Happy Juice at all. There's just powerful plant alkaloids. What category would multi-collagen protein be? It'd be category 1 lean protein. Is there a quick way to log water in the app? I don't know of any way to speed it up beyond how fast it is now. Let's do a check. And I'm pulling up my app now, and I'm gonna do a check to see how long it takes to record the water. Ready, set, go. How much time was that, everybody? I just recorded my water. How much time did that take me? 9 seconds. So not too bad. Nicole says 9 seconds. Jelena said a couple seconds. I could have done it faster, but I actually hit the wrong button. So less than 5 seconds. If we could get it down to 1 second, maybe more people would do it, but I don't know how to do that yet, just because you still have to press something. When Elon Musk, those of us that opt to get the neural network linked up to our brains before 2030, it's going to happen. If you choose to do that and can afford to do it, then it won't take any time. You'll just have to think it, and it'll be in your journal. But we're looking at about 2030. Myself, I think that I will always opt to record manually because that's when we think. I know a lot of people use MyFitnessPal because they can just pop something in there. I think it does a little good. I think it does a little accountability good. As a society, as we've sped things up, we miss out on some valuable benefit. I liken it to young people not knowing how to do mathematics anymore because they have calculators. They can't even do long division most times. And when I write in my journal or type in my journal, I connect dots. I find solutions. I have to be more aware of what I ate and how it's impacting my body when I have to write out what I ate, how it made me feel. When we have those things where we can just scan it, number one, it's usually inaccurate. And number two, it does nothing to help us connect the dots and modify our behavior. I'm totally old school cavemanish in my journal thinking. Or right, where exactly, read a clock. They can't read a clock, not knocking them. They can't read a clock. They can't count money back. We did this not long ago with a couple of our kids. And we said, without your cash register, can you even count change back? And they can't do it. So there's some benefit to being old school on something. Yeah, if you're still having a struggle finding water on the app, it's pretty simple. I just hit the app and I hit boom. I'm right here, right where it says, cannot miss it. What kind of day are you having? And what is your water amount? I hit that button. And if I have 32 ounces, which is a quart, I do that and I save it and it's in there. Done. Just like that. Less than 5 seconds, literally. From my experience, Vicki says the journal is the number one component to the success on the plan. I tried not doing it and failed miserably. It's worth the time. Absolutely. That's how, before I go to bed, that I've taken pictures of everything that I've consumed. And then before I go to bed, I just kind of get to my computer and I have a recap of the day that keeps me aware. And also before the next day, I've kind of got a plan in mind too. That journal's so critical if you're serious about long-term wellness. All right, we're running out of time today. Any last questions before we go? Jettabug has a question. Could I do a Power Crunch bar and Healthwise hot chocolate, or have 2 Power Crunch bars as a meal if in a rush? I know I need to get more in for whole food. I would not do that with a processed bar. I would just get, when you can sit down and have more calories that come from whole food, I would just have more calories at that meal. I would not eat 2 processed bars at one time. You having that with the Healthwise hot chocolate would be a better way to go than having 2 bars. Not suggesting that for everyone here. But again, those that came in late, Jettabug is no longer in weight loss mode. She is trying to gain weight now. So a Power Crunch bar and Healthwise hot chocolate, if you feel you need that energy and you can't stop losing weight, that would be fine to do. I'm doing a 10-day detox. I totally forgot to drink the Advocare fiber with breakfast. Can I drink it with lunch? Tammy suggests having it on an empty stomach. That's best during the detox, but you can certainly do that with the meal. Tammy's right for optimal results, empty stomach. But you can totally get that in with your meal or later in the day when you feel like you got some uncontrollable urges to eat. The fiber is going to swell, not uncomfortably, but it's going to swell in your gut and make you feel the sense of fullness. Yeah, you need to get that in, whether on an empty stomach or not. Trish, how often do I recommend weighing in? That's a personal thing. I weigh in 4, 5, 6 times every single day. Fascinated with it, have for years. But I don't get discouraged. For those that get discouraged easily, once a week, either Monday morning or Wednesday morning. That's what I recommend. Did I miss anybody? Any other questions before we go? Everybody satisfied? All hearts and minds clear? Everybody get a takeaway for today that might help? Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, everyone. Good to have Tammy and Joni with us. Awesome. Awesome, Sarah. Vicki, hello. Hello, those of you, some of you come in late. Thank y'all. All right, Lord willing, I think that we'll be with you tomorrow at 11. And then we will not be with you for about 6 days, but the team will still be on duty and trying their best to help. Sandra asked, what day or days is the Shibboleth store open? Could someone get Sandra Stone, the Shibby Shop hours after class? Sandra Stone needs the Kennesaw Shibby Shop hours hour. Kristen, is it best to do cutting and building phases as you go during weight loss, or to wait until you are at or near your goal weight? You do not need to do a building phase until you reach your goal. You do not. That's a great question. Do not. It's not good for you psychologically. What we want to do is get rid of that excess fat, and then we can start the building phase. One goal at a time. Then when we get to our goal weight, and then we start a building phase, the reason you go back to the cutting phase is because during the building phase, done properly, you've put on muscle, but you've also put on fat that covers up that new muscle. So then we go into a cutting phase to preserve the new muscle that we built while shedding the fat. Then we go back to a building phase. But we should not do that when we're carrying excess fat already. That would be counterproductive. And there's the hours. Thank you, Tammy. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you again real soon. Y'all have a beautiful Monday. Remember, you can still lose 25 up to 50 pounds. We got to get our heart right and go for it. We can do that for 2023. All right, thank y'all so much. We'll talk to you again soon.